Mr. Melseed.
Thank you for inviting me here today. Interpairs has been working with local civil society groups in Burma for 25 years now. I myself have been involved in Burma for 26 years, the first half of that spent living and working in the ethnic states of southern Burma. Our current program supports the development of a strong, vibrant, and diverse ethnic civil society and brings different ethnicities together to build communities where what is happening today to the Rohingya would not happen. We support both Rohingya and Arakanese civil society groups, including an organization bringing youth of the two populations together and coalitions inclusive of both nationalities. Not all of these people hate each other. Hate has been systematically developed by successive ruling regimes as a tool of nation building and control. I use the term ethnic because at least 40% of Burma's population in 60% of its territory identify as non-Bama ethnic nationalities. Outside of Burma, many people are aware of the country's struggle for democracy. Far fewer are aware of the even longer struggle for ethnic self-determination, for an inclusive and federal democracy. This is what our program is working for. Aung San Suu Kyi and her National League for Democracy Party have been part of the democracy struggle, but they have never shown great interest in the ethnic struggle or recognized the strength that diversity brings. Like the military junta that preceded them, they appear to believe that highly centralized government can work in Burma backed up by military force imposed with impunity. Aung San Suu Kyi herself has said she's a politician, not a human rights activist. I raise this because it's essential to understanding the Rohingya situation. I visited Rohingya displacement camps near Sitwe, the Arakan state capital, in early 2016. The conditions I saw there were appalling, and the government's blocking of humanitarian aid was and remains a crime. Yet it reminded me of similar conditions I've witnessed among the Karen and other groups in southern Burma who for decades were burned out and hunted like animals by Burma's Tatmadaw military, or corralled into similar guarded camps for use as forced laborers. Since 2011, the Tatmadaw has been attacking civilians in Kachin and northern Shan states, while the elected government has denied military atrocities and systematically blocked international aid to displaced people, just as it's doing to Rohingyas. There are two common threads here: a governing regime that attempts to win support by turning the population against a demonized other, and a military that responds to any resistance by unleashing scorched earth tactics targeted against civilians. I've been interviewing villagers and documenting Tatmadaw behavior for 25 years now, and I can tell you that what you're seeing against the Rohingya right now is standard operating procedure for the Tatmadaw. What you're seeing is nothing new for people who live there. What's new is it's now being conducted under an elected government and that it's captured global attention. The attacks are being perpetrated by the Tatmadaw, by border guard police who are under military command, by state-run militias, and radical gangs who've been encouraged, supplied, and supported by the military. The Constitution places the military outside government control. However, government criticism of atrocities would put military leaders on notice while making perpetrators fear some possibility of justice. Even the previous military-aligned president, Thein Sein, criticized the military and called for an end to the military campaign in Kachin State. Instead, by denying military abuses and defending any and all military actions, the current government is strengthening the military's sense of impunity and freedom to act as it pleases. This renders the government complicit in the ongoing abuses. Aung San Suu Kyi herself has threatened to have anyone, including journalists, arrested if they express any sympathy for the Rohingya people, while labeling reports of human rights abuses as, quote, fake news and fake rape. The government and military have claimed that their actions are in response to attacks on military and police posts by Rohingya militants. Our partner organizations on the ground have information from local villagers that cast doubt on that. Locals have told us that there was a significant Tatmadaw troop buildup, deploying hundreds of soldiers to border guard police posts in Arakan State in the weeks before August 25th, the day of the alleged militant attacks. The government claims that 6 police posts in Mongdaw town were attacked on August 25th, but locals there say there were no such attacks there and that some of the police posts named do not even exist. No such attacks have been independently verified. What did occur on August 25th, according to villagers, was that the pre-deployed troops launched unprovoked attacks against their villages. For example, in the village of Tamantha, north of Mongdaw, Tatmadaw border guard police and militia troops began looting market shops that morning, and when shopkeepers tried to stop them, they immediately opened fire, then began burning houses. This suggests that the pogrom against Rohingya civilians was planned in advance, with any attacks on posts that may or may not have happened used as an excuse. Rohingya people are now saying they're tired of hearing international rhetoric that's not backed by any action. In this situation, we recommend that Canada advocate an international arms embargo against Burma's Tatmadaw military, impose a travel ban on all Tatmadaw officers and senior government officials, review the former CIMA sanctions that were prematurely lifted in 2012, particularly looking at targeted sanctions against military and government officials who've actively supported the violence, pressure the Burmese government to support human rights for all, immediately facilitate access for humanitarian aid in Arakan State, and to allow the fact-finding mission mandated by the UN Human Rights Council immediate and unfettered access to the region, along with independent journalists. Join with other like-minded governments to amplify the above pressure, provide humanitarian support to Rohingyas on both sides of the border, while continuing to support initiatives such as the Inter-Pares program to build interethnic cooperation and open up to accepting more Rohingya refugees to Canada. Thank you.